Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about the Thrive diet, and I'll give you a little bit of a history on me over the years. Um, when I graduated from high school, I weighed 145 pounds. I was just really skinny, no muscle on me really at all. And I went to college, and when I finished my associate's degree, I went out in the workforce, and I just packed on muscle because I did a hard physical labor job. But it was always pretty bulky muscle. So then later on, I got into actual bodybuilding, and I went to 157 pounds, and I just felt perfect. It was just this really lean muscle. Everybody thought that I weighed a lot more than I really did. They're like, "Oh, you probably weigh like 175 pounds." Well, probably like 170. And I was like, "No, I actually weigh 157." Like, I was just broad in the front, but when I went to this, would turn to the side, I was just skinny as a rail on that, like that. So I just fell in love with bodybuilding. But then, like what happens with a lot of guys, my girlfriend and me, we had troubles and we split up, and you get kind of depressed and everything, and you start packing on weight. So I would say like up to 27 years old, I was just that lean muscle of lifting 3 times a day. And my motto was I lifted to the point of exhaustion. I would lift before I ate breakfast, before I ate dinner, and right before I ate supper. That way, my metabolism was just raging, and it would just burn off any food that I ate at my meals. And and usually that was enough there, because when I remember when I first started getting into weightlifting, I would I would lift all day long. Maybe I could just do 10 or 12 reps or whatever. I would do that and run around the house, do whatever until I felt I had a little bit of energy, and then I'd run back down there, whether it be 15 minutes later, whatever. And I just did that, and I just became shredded out. And then let's see here. I'm trying to think here. Okay. Yeah, I was working 2 jobs for quite a while, and so then when I was 31, I met my girlfriend from the Philippines, and I'd gotten in pretty good shape before that, but then I gained it back. I think I got up to 175. Yep, I know. When I first flew over the Philippines for Valentine's Day to meet her at that time, and I said that I wanted to lose a little bit of weight there. I didn't go to the Thrive diet yet. I just started lifting weights is all that I did. But then in 2019, right before I was getting ready to move back to Bangkok, Thailand to finish my bachelor's degree, the pandemic happened. But in 2019, right before the pandemic, I discovered the Thrive diet. And how I discovered it was one of my brother's classmates. She was a grade behind me, and she was always a pretty big bone structure, her family. Not fat, but just a bigger built person. And I remember walking into her. I hadn't seen her for many years, inside the local grocery store. And she had a tank top on and jeans, and just the bones right here, they were just sticking out, and just definition in her arms and everything. She was just fit. And I asked her, I was like, "What happened to you?" And she's like, "Actually, I became a salesperson or whatever for promoting the Thrive diet, almost like selling Tupperware or whatever." And I was like, "I've never heard of the Thrive diet." And I was like, "What is it?" And she's like, people can buy like little packets or whatever, and they cost a lot of money or something, and I'd never heard of that or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna check into it. So I went ahead and I Googled it, and I found the book. I was like, and I've always been really cheap, so I didn't like spending money. So I bought a brand new book, and it's called The Thrive Diet, 10th Anniversary Edition, and Brendan Brazier. And I bought this book in 2019 is when I bought it. So he's obviously been out since at least 2009. And who knows how old this book was before that. But he talked about going vegan. And like nowadays, I think about vegan, and yeah, everybody in the United States is pretty darn thin. Like everybody used to be so obese, but now that people have gone vegan, they've just gone fit. So I went ahead and I did this, and I decided to just go straight to veggies. Because I've never been able to skip a meal in my life. That's just not me. So I went to the grocery store, and you could buy big, and that's another thing. Like I said, I've never liked vegetables. They don't fill you up, nothing like that. So I went to the grocery store, and I found Japanese stir fry, and just the bags were huge at our local grocery store, and it was like $2.39 for one. So I cooked them up and eat as much as it took me to fill me up, and if I was still hungry, I'd just eat more. Like I didn't do like portions or rations or whatever, and with eating vegetables, that's the nice thing about them. Like they're all they are is water, so you can just fill up your stomach, and it just doesn't add weight to you. So with me with my job, I work night shifts and stuff, so it really lowers your metabolism because you never really get a good night's rest. Your body isn't on any schedule because you're flipping between day shifts, night shifts, and all that. So what I started doing is just eating the straight vegetables. That it kind of gave me a stomach ache because I wasn't eating enough or whatever. So when I go to work, I would mix half veggies with half macaroni and cheese. And that's what I'd eat there. And it was just a little tiny Tupperware. I'll show you guys my Tupperware here. Okay. Took me a little bit to find it. I haven't gone in there. But yeah, this is as tall as my Tupperware container is. And it is, yeah, like I said, it looks like it barely holds anything. And it is true. This thing is 2 inches tall, and the container is 6 inches wide, probably like about 5.5 inches wide or whatever. So I would put the macaroni and cheese and mix with all the mixed stir fry veggies in here, and I would eat half of it for my first break because we were on 2019. I was on 10-hour shifts at my job, and I would eat half of it for our first 15-minute break, and then half of it for the other 15-minute break. And then when I got home and before I went to work, I would always have food like this too, except it was 100% veggies. And I just lost weight like crazy because, like I said, at that time I was 175 when I was dating my Filipino girlfriend. And I dropped down to 157 in no time, which that's my ideal weight. That's where I just have all the energy in the world. I didn't quite have as much muscle mass as like when I was younger, because I used to lift 3 times a day, and I got away from that. But yeah, I just felt great again and had all this energy, because I believe that it really is true when they say that you have a little bit of a gut on you, that it really does make you just feel sluggish in your energy and everything. So for the last 2 years here, I've been back in college here, but yeah, so yeah, like I said, I was doing great. I just freaking felt like I was on top of the world, had the world by the balls there in 2019 and into January, and I was going to be quitting my job, going back to college for the last 2 years of my bachelor's degree, because I'd always wanted to finish it, but you know, the golden handcuffs stop you because you want stuff all the time. And so yeah, it just felt great. But then the pandemic hit, and a person couldn't go anywhere, nothing. So as a single guy, you know, you're all alone. You don't have a girlfriend to entertain you or nothing like that. And yeah, you can't do anything fun during the pandemic. So all of 2020 and 21, I gained weight, and then the pandemic finally pretty much came to an end. So then for all of 2022 and all of 2023, I was in college here. I just graduated just a couple days ago here, actually. So yeah, my college life, I was doing 18 to 19 credits every semester. I was doing 2 classes over summer vacation, which is 6 credits. I did a class over Christmas vacation. So I had absolutely no time to do anything other than study. No time for a girlfriend, nothing. And then also my budget was really, 2 years without a job, paying for my own health insurance and everything. I didn't have money to be paying for veggies because, like I said, back then, 2019, it was $2.39 for a big giant bag of mixed stir-fried Japanese veggies. I went to Walmart, which is supposed to be the cheapest place now. After this pandemic here, they are $7 for a giant bag of mixed veggies. So it's like unaffordable, especially for a college student like me. But now I finished. I have my teaching certificate. I'm moving back over to Asia. I'm moving to Cambodia in the next few days here, actually. So yeah, feel free to watch my channel for that, you guys. But yeah, I'm actually gonna bring my Thrive book along with me. It's been, like I said, 2019 is the last time I read it, and try and get back on the bandwagon because I just weighed myself now, and I weigh the most I've ever weighed. I had my sweatpants on and everything, and sweatshirt and all that, and I weighed in at 185 with all of that on there. So I definitely need to get back down to 157 where I just feel great, and yeah, I suggest you guys buy this book. I mean, you can, I don't even know how much I paid for this brand new one, but you can get them pretty cheap used on eBay. And yeah, he talks a lot about like, yeah, just going 100% vegan and eating at different times of the day, and the history behind this guy, this Brendan Brazier. He's one of those athletes that does everything. Where he, I think it's called a triathlon athlete, is what he is, or whatever. Where they have the relay race, and then they have to swim, jump. All the guys jump in the water, and they have to swim across like the English Channel for a mile. And then after that, they have to hop on bicycles and bike like 10 miles, and whoever wins then. That's what this guy does. He's a professional at this, and this is how he's kept himself lean all these years, by going 100% vegan. So, yeah, it's, like I said, it worked great for me last time, and I'm definitely going back to this one here. So, cutting out the carbohydrates, and I do like my meat too. So, which meat was pretty expensive at the time, but I still did have, I would mix in pork chops every once in a while, because pork chops are like, pork is like the leanest meat. You wouldn't think so. You think of pigs as fat, but no, the meat is very lean. Like in Asia, when I was going to school in Thailand and living there, I never really pay attention to pork because we always grew up with beef, but everybody there eats pork. They don't eat chicken, and I hate chicken, by the way. So I just got hooked on pork over there. So, but yeah, like I said, I'll be going back to it, and worked great for me the first time, and I suggest that you guys do it. It doesn't matter if you guys go with the book version like I did of just eating veggies, or if you go to, I guess their website or whatever, where you buy those packets, which sound really expensive, and I don't know, it just sounds like a pill where you're just hoping for something. Clean eating is the way to do it, you guys. So, all right, take care. Bye.